So I had a pretty unique idea for this video. I was gonna do something completely different, but I just thought, you know what? I'm gonna ask AI to give me a beautiful chord progression. I want it to sound sad, melancholic, maybe even a bit triumphant. And I'm gonna ask, now I could ask anything. What is the most beautiful chord progression? Make it sad, melancholic, is that how you spell it? I'm just gonna say make it sad and melancholic. Let's see what it gives me. Blah, blah, blah. So, okay, how's it describing this? One of the most effective and beautiful melancholic progressions is often cited as the Tears in Heaven progression. We're gonna start with the first chord, which is F sharp, A, C sharp, okay. I'm just gonna start with piano because that's a safe bet. F sharp, A, C sharp, okay, A, C sharp. I want to just extend that note, and I think I'll save this kind of like, whatever you call it, the resolving chord to the second bar. So I'm gonna extend that, this first, so bam, bam. We're gonna start inverting notes as well and making this sound way, way better. We're gonna humanize it and make sure that this doesn't sound as static as it already does. So I like to do this. Let's just do this for all the bass notes actually. Okay, I'm gonna leave this as a gap here. First things first, I want to slow this down. Okay, and let's just invert some more chords, maybe all these middle ones. So this is an easy way to make your chords sound bigger and more interesting, is just take some of those notes and just move them up, move them down, or duplicate them and move those ones up, down, whatever it is. Just experiment. Don't be afraid to try different things. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Oof, yeah, that's sounding better already. Yeah, I like that little stop. Okay, let me see, what if I'm gonna take these second to the top notes and go like that. And so you notice how I've taken such a simple chord progression of, I think what you call a triad, where it's just 3 notes making that chord, and all I've done is just inverted notes, up, down. It's the exact same notes, just in different octaves, and now it sounds way fuller. Now, because these are all the exact same velocity, or meaning the same volume, what we're gonna do is create a more human and realistic feeling. And I like to do this in Logic by simply going into the MIDI transform, humanize, and I'll just click this a few times. Now you can see the notes are different colors. This means that they're different volumes or velocities, and it's also moved the notes slightly. So if you were playing an actual piano, obviously it's not going to be perfectly on the grid. It's going to have some error. So this is why we don't want the notes, to be exactly on the lines. At least not all of them, because it's going to sound too robotic if we do that. So that sounds better. Okay, now I'm gonna change the piano, and I'm probably gonna change the key as well. So let's see. I like the piano, but what if we did a texture? You know what? I want this as a layer, but I only want that like shimmery texture, not the piano element of it. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna bounce that out, shimmer, texture, high. And then I'm gonna come back to it and then just go back to making this an actual piano. Let's see. I like this one. I like this one, okay. What if we did an easy variation and simply brought it up an octave? Let's see. So here it still sounds a bit too rigid. Yeah, we'll just humanize it even more. I'm gonna press that a bunch of times. Yeah, here we go. So it's just even more off. And you know what? I'm gonna get all these louder notes just to be quite quiet because it's high. I want it to sound really like delicate. Let's see. And let's get the reverb. I like how you can hear the little hand movement in it as well. Not a bit of delay. Cool, so I'm just gonna bounce this out now and so this empty space is just so that delay that I have on it also prints. You know what? I kind of like it in F sharp minor. I might keep it. Sometimes I change the pitch or the key just for the texture it gives it. But I'm liking this, so let's see. I think we need a bass now, so hopefully you guys have seen they've announced Omnisphere 3, and I think it comes out in a few days. But yeah, man, there are some good analog sounds in this. Actually, what we can do to make our lives easier is just copy the root notes. Super simple. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, that's fire. Really not trying to overthink it. I'm trying to stay in the flow of things. I find that often if I just spend too much time tweaking and tweaking, I lose the flow and I end up trying to force bad ideas. So normally my best tracks come when I'm just like bang. And also as a practicing, you get better and better with time at sound selection. So I'm gonna go into my recent phrases and texture kit, all using my hologram microcosm pedal, and I'm gonna see if I can get some cool layers. Okay, I've found a couple here. Let's see. Oh. No, don't like this one. And it's what you have to do, this is producing, just experiment and find. I like to think of this as like finding the missing puzzle pieces, it's literally, it's like Lego, like producing music like this is like Lego. So it's A sharp minor, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go down 4, let's see. Ooh, that's kind of nice. What if we went up an octave? That's fire. What? Okay, I didn't like that last little bit from there, so I'm just gonna repeat that. And what I'm gonna do is have a version up an octave and then down an octave. So let's get that first one. These are easy ways to create variations. So I'm gonna do this. Down 4, plus 8, just so I know what's what. I like to keep all my tracks organized. I kind of tend to organize, you can see from the synth bass, the low frequency to the high end. So something like that. So that would go there. These two I'll keep together just because they are the same sound. So let's see. Okay, I might move it like that. Nice. To the next section, I want to get like a vocal layer, and then I think this is pretty much done. Okay, I think this might work. Time stretch it, pitch it up to, let's see.
Everything you promised me, nothing like I thought it'd be. Everything you promised me, nothing like I thought it'd be. Everything you promised me, nothing like I thought it'd be. Everything you promised me, nothing like I thought it'd be.
If you did halftime. So it's just a bit harsh. So I'm gonna use a multi-band compressor. This is, thank you Gemini, and this ain't sponsored, but damn, if I could get a Gemini sponsorship as a producer, I'd be lit. I might make this into a series, honestly. This is so much fun, and it was so cool to just have, you know, the AI just give me like a foundation, and then obviously I do the work, I create the sample, I'm gonna create the beat now, but yeah, lit. Ooh, now for the drums, let's go. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. I like that little bouncer. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, let's see. That's kind of cool. Hang on. And wait till I get that 808. Oh my god, this is gonna be kind of crazy. See the difference it makes when you make sure that your drums are in the right key. That doesn't matter if it's your hi-hats, your open hats, your perks. Make sure all your sounds are in the right key, not just your 808s or your melodies. Oh, that kind of like, I've never layered, well, I have layered kicks together before, but not really like this. Oof, the bounce. Oh, it's coming there. It's getting there. Oh, I kind of like this though. Okay, how do I do it so that... Ah, okay. We're getting that. See, we're learning. I'm still getting the grip of FL Studio. Kind of interesting. Oh, I could accent that with something else, like a different sound. Ooh, I like that. Layer that. That's kind of cool. So, man, the one thing about FL I just feel like is the mixing. So, like having to root things all the time and then remember where I've rooted. I don't know. You guys tell me. Yeah, I just want some delay on this. Multi-band delay. Ooh. This is crazy. You'll notice I usually dip around here a lot in my tracks, and this is just because this is where the snare or even the vocal is usually sitting and punching, so I'll be honest, I've been loving the 808s in Maxi's V9 drum kit. Let's see. Ooh, that one's nice. Oh my god. That's a nice one. Okay, you know what, this those perk sounds are driving me nuts now. Hang on, let me get rid of that for a second. I think that's alright. Yeah, we'll leave this one. I might make it a bit quieter. think that's the beat, guys. It's so much fun making it. Damn, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. And thanks to Gemini for the assist. Let's go.